to Athena's short takes on big ethics and compliance issues. I'm Susan Frank Divers with Athena, and today I'm delighted to have Kathleen Franklin with me. Kathleen is an independent board member and a former global ethics and compliance strategy leader for the Sony group of companies. Welcome, Kathleen.
Thank you, Susan.
Our topic is, what is effective tone at the top? What should CEOs do to effectively support their ethics and compliance programs? And in these podcasts, we start off with a series of statements. And Kathleen, you get to answer yes, no, maybe, and give a short take on the topic, and then we'll dive in. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
First statement: the most effective CEOs regard their ethics and compliance programs primarily as a defense against regulatory problems and misconduct. True? False? Maybe?
False. Very false.
Effective CEOs put their company's ethics and compliance program on the same footing as other critical corporate functions such as HR, IT, security. True? False? Maybe?
True. Effective CEOs take a very holistic approach.
Makes sense. All right, 3. Even the most ethical CEOs sometimes overlook the importance of their ethics and compliance program as a risk management system that needs to be robust.
That is true.
Great. Well, I look forward to diving in. Let's go back to the first topic. What is the right way or the most effective way for a CEO to think about their ethics and compliance program? Is it a legal defense or is it something more?
Well, they really need to understand that it is a key component to building reputation. And they understand that reputation is the company's most valuable intangible asset. And the ethics and compliance program is necessary to maintain and grow positive company reputation, again, through increased trust with employees, consumers, business partners, and investors. At Sony, we have had highly sought after artists and acquisition targets tell us that they picked us because of our commitment to sustainability and ethical business practices. There's also numerous studies for years, many studies showing a positive correlation between the business ethics metrics and various financial performance metrics like return on assets, earning per share, and net profit margin. One example, if you have a strong governance and transparency score, that has a positive correlation with earnings per share. So ethical practices also correlate to reduced employee turnover rates and increased consumer loyalty. And both of those go directly to the bottom line. There is a recent consumer research study that shows this. It shows that consumers are willing to pay a price premium for products from companies that they believe have a robust compliance program.
Wow, that's powerful. That's a very compelling case.
Thank you.
Let's turn to the second statement, which is that you said it is important that CEOs view their ethics and compliance programs on the same level as they would view HR, audit, security. And what does that mean, and why is that the case?
Well, it's the case because if the CEOs take this approach, they see that ethics and compliance activities have to be fully integrated into the business to be effective. They have to make sure that the ethics and compliance leadership is involved at the initial stages, not only of every acquisition, but also key business initiatives and challenges, crises. They have to work collaboratively with the other key functions to be able to help identify and mitigate any compliance risks that are associated, for example, with a business partner or an acquisition that could damage brand reputation. One more thing is They have to make sure that compliance is really fully automated. It has to be easy to comply with, otherwise people just don't want to do it.
So let's tackle the third statement that sometimes even very effective CEOs overlook the risk mitigation part of ethics and compliance programs. Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So effective CEOs understand that you can't make assumptions. You can't assume your culture is great and there are no compliance problems. As I mentioned, avoiding misconduct is a key to maintaining your ethical culture. So effective CEOs make sure that they have continuous monitoring that enables the company to identify any potential red flags and then act promptly to to evaluate the red flag and remediate as necessary. They also make sure that risk assessments are integrated into every deal structure. Um, they are taken as part of M&A due diligence and third-party onboarding.
Well, Kathleen, thanks. That's a comprehensive, insightful, and very much to the point summary of how do you actually take tone at the top and make it work for your ethics and compliance program. Thank you so much for coming on our podcast, and I
You're
hope you'll
welcome.
consider doing it again.
My pleasure. Thank you.